Thought I would do a little bit of a different style of gaming video. I've done quite a few video game ones now, and I actually collect quite a few different types of games. I have, you can see up on these shelves, those little figurines are actually a part of a game called Mage Knight, and just like a little miniatures game that has to do a lot with collecting, little figurines, and there are rare ones and hard to find, stuff like that. And then I have a game I want to talk about today called Munchkin, which I first found out about 5 years ago at a convention, and I used to work conventions with a friend of mine who owns a comic book and anime shop, and I'd help him run his booth. And after we were done one day and we were closing up the booth, he said, "Well, I'm gonna go play this game called Munchkin. They're having like a little, just gathering of people that I can play at the convention." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. That sounds odd. Go have fun." And I'm gonna go wander around and go play some video games in the arcade. And it was about an hour and a half later, and he was still gone. And I was like, "Well, what's going on?" And I went and peeked my head into the room, and they had about 7 people playing, which for this game is quite a few, and it makes the game last a lot longer. But I kind of peeked my head in, and I was watching them play, and I was able to sort of grasp what was going on pretty quick, which with a lot of like really nerdy games, especially card games, you can be pretty damn lost, unless you spend a lot of time with it. I thought it was pretty interesting, and after the convention, after I got home, I went to my local comic book store and picked up a box of Munchkin cards, and started playing. Ever since then, I've been pretty hooked. And this is, let me show you first before I keep going. This is pretty much every Munchkin set that they have put out. A little bit different style, for whatever taste you have, which I'll go into detail of the different ones in a second. But cool thing about Munchkin is it's not a collectible game in the sense that you know what you're going to get in each box. Everything is preset. You just buy it and you play. So there's no one's going to have a better hand or set than you because they've spent more money collecting them or something like that. So that's a really cool feature of Munchkin. The game has quite a few different styles. Like I said, you got everything from just a basic sort of Dungeons and Dragons theme set to, let's see, make sure I'm getting everything. There's a Wild West, like a Western one. There's an outer space Star Munchkin. There's Japanese style ninjas and karate and stuff like that. And then there is Munchkin Booty, which is pirates, superhero one, a spy, like Mission Impossible style one, and then the 3 that I thought people on my channel would be most interested about, there is Munchkin Bites, which is vampires and werewolves and stuff like that. Cthulhu, obviously, fucking God Cthulhu. And Munchkin Zombies, which is actually the newest set that they just put out. And by far, I think it's some of the coolest little drawings and stuff on the card, which I'll get into, the artwork and stuff. Munchkin is definitely very lighthearted. It's comedic. It does not take itself seriously at all. It does help if you are sort of a fan of more nerdy stuff, just because a lot of the references they make, do have to do with the different genres that they're representing and pretty deeply into them. The zombie one and some of the other ones like the Western one and the spy one, they're pretty straightforward with not, if you like spy movies, they're going to reference spy movies and stuff in there. If you like the Western, same thing, they'll probably reference Western movies and stuff from the Wild West. So if you've never really played any, or you're not a superhero fan, then you might not be interested in the superhero one just because you might not understand what a lot of the cards are making fun of. But it's a turn-based game. Each player, you go around in a circle and you take turns, but you can buddy up with people in the game where if you're being attacked by a monster, or something, you can ask for help from somebody and they can choose to help you or not. And then the game has specific rules that go along with, with just that aspect. Or you can be a dick and you can, stab your other players and stuff in the back and try to kill them. So it can be really fun, and a lot of arguments can arise between, like, when me and my wife and her brother and stuff play. It never tends to end, in a clean ending. It's kind of fun, a lot of arguing, but it's part of the game. Either way, there is sort of one aspect that's a little bit collectible of the game, is that they do have like promo cards where if you go to conventions or stuff like that, you order from their website, which Steve Jackson Games is the company that makes Munchkin. They also make quite a lot of other different things. They make Zombie Dice, which is a game, and Cthulhu Dice, and they have, I think, 4 other card games or so. So go check out their website. But if you do order from them or stuff like that, they'll pack in sort of special like promo cards, which is cool. And then if you want to collect all those promo cards, then you might obviously go on eBay or stuff like that and pay a little bit more than if you were buying cards separately. But some of the cool ones that like are promo ones, like this one is, if you know what obviously Evil Dead is, they make puns like Evil Ted, and it's a dead teddy bear, a zombie teddy bear. And for another zombie one, a zombie set that just came out, was they did a zombie Santa, and just it's goofy stuff. Like I said, very very silly. Some of the jokes are borderline on being more adult. But I mean, it's definitely safe for kids. And I've always, it's been playing for a few years, and I don't play it a ton, but when we do, it's pretty fun. You can mix the sets, which can make it pretty interesting. Technically, if you really wanted to, you could mix, 4 or 5 sets or something together. It just makes the game last a lot longer and a little bit more complicated, because some sets have specific rules to them. Therefore, if you're mixing them and then you don't get a card that's related to that set, while you're playing for a while, it can make the game, just drag a little bit and not be as, fun and then, fast, I guess. But it's fun to mix like 2 sets. Like if you mix like the Munchkin Zombies and the Munchkin Cthulhu, then it would be a pretty fun game. And there's tons of expansions that they've done for some of them, like the Munchkin Cthulhu, which if I can take the box off, hold on. There. Munchkin Cthulhu, they have extra little expansion decks that have come out, and there's actually more than this that are packed away in their drawer. But then they did, hold on one second, they started doing little like booster packs, and the booster packs, just like the full games, are all you know what you're getting in each. They're not like a collectible like booster pack or something. But this one, as I drop it, this one, which is the Munchkinomicon, kind of a pun off of the Necronomicon Evil Dead stuff. This one just came out, and it just they're not putting out as many big sets as they used to. I think with all companies, they try to cut back after they've been out for a while, so they're not, wasting funds. But the Munchkin Zombies that just came out was the first full new set they've put out in a really long time. But they've been doing the little, booster packs. They did some Christmas-related ones. These are both Christmas-related ones, and they've done extra ones for like the Pirates one, for the original set. You have to have one of the full boxes, one of the full big boxes like this, at least one to play the game. You can't play it off of just one of the little booster packs or one of the expansion like packs. And then with everything, there's always a ton of extra things you can buy that you don't need. I haven't really bought too many things extra, but you can buy like the official, dice to use for the game, which, give you bonuses if you actually own, the real ones, and little scorekeeper dials. And the only reason why I bought a lot of this stuff is because they actually came with special cards just for buying those. And then these are like boxes to hold your cards in. Same thing, they came with extra special cards that you can only get by getting those. But either way, I really haven't seen, there's obviously videos on YouTube, but I really haven't seen a ton of talk, in my circle of, nerds and stuff like that at the gaming store about Munchkin. Just a lot of people don't really seem to know about. So anyway,